Hey everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a closeout of my first paycheck of March. So if you want to see my real numbers, what I have left over from my wallet from the week of spending, then I encourage you to keep on watching. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos and stopping by, hi, welcome to the channel. And I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and become part of the fam. Okay, real quick, I need to unstuff my wallet so that I can see how much rollover I have from the week of spending. Take my dividers out. And let's set this to the side. Okay, so for my personal spending, I did make a cash purchase of $17, but I also have a $6 transaction that I need to take out. Okay, so then that leaves us with 2. So I'm just going to put the rollover money back here, or the leftover money. And then of course in eating out, I spent all 30. So we have 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And gas, I only had one transaction of $35. So 20, 30, and 35. So our remaining for gas is 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. Household, we didn't spend anything, so we have 10. And then in groceries, we spent 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Our leftover is 20, 30, 35, and 36. Okay, and then miscellaneous, we didn't spend. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm going to put these dividers back in my wallet so that I do not lose them. And then I need to, this therapy session, I've already transferred the money over to pay my card back, but I need to unstuff from my personal $52. I did get a pedicure now. Oh, that's perfect. So we have 50, 1 and 2. And I don't think that I updated my tracker. Nope. So that leaves me with 113. So we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 105, 110, 11, 12, and 113. Perfect. Okay, so that's all the unstuffing that I have. Set that to the side. Okay, so now if I come to my weekly check-in sheet, I know I spent $3 for groceries, so the remaining was 36. I didn't spend anything for home, so we had 10. We did 35 for fuel, so we had 45. And spending, we spent 23. So that means we had 2 left. Eating out, we spent 30. So we had 0. And then we did not spend for miscellaneous or unbudgeted. Okay, so our total that we have remaining is $98. And I'm going to take that entire 98 and I'm just going to use it for my savings challenges. So I can cross that off because we're done. And now we're ready for week 3. So let me go to my budgeting sheet. Here we are. Okay, so for tomorrow's paycheck, I can see it pending in my bank. For full time, we got $1,885.89. And my part time was $894.01. I'm going to get $220 from the children, and we're not including rollover. I mean, I guess I could include it and just allocate it towards my savings challenges. Let's do that. I thought I had white out somewhere. Okay. So we have our 98. And I am going to set this to the side. Oh, y'all know what? I didn't even count to make sure we actually have 98. Because if you know, you know. Okay. So let's see. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So we do have 98 to roll over. Let's set that over there. And then I am going to put this in my back to the bank pouch. That way I know that this goes to the bank. There's no question about it. Perfect. Okay, so let me bring my calculator. So, well, that's going to be crazy. Our total income okay, so we're working with $3,097.90. Okay, my mortgage for April has dropped, so we are doing $618, and I split this into the 2 checks that I get each month, so I just split it in half. So this is now $618. This is the base amount that I'm paying when I think in May, the money that I set aside will be for June. Then I should be going back up to my normal $1,400-ish. And then internet, we need to budget $100. I just found out that I was a few days late canceling my previous service, and I have to pay that $100. And then in April, I will be paying like $1.5 billion for the new service. And y'all, let me tell y'all, I called today to cancel, and I have never, and I do mean never in my entire life, and I am in my 40s, had to go back and forth and have a customer agent be very combative because I was canceling my service. Over 30 minutes, I had to endure that. And it wasn't until I asked that person for their manager's first and last name and contact number, because this was absolutely bullshit, excuse my language, that I had to go back and forth. Yes, I understand when you call and cancel a service, they got to give you the whole spiel trying to keep you as a customer. But after 5 to 7 minutes, and I keep saying, regardless of what you say, I'm canceling my service, that should be the end of it. I shouldn't have to endure another 15 to 20 more minutes of that. You got to be kidding me. And then he had the audacity to tell me that maybe if I would have called at a different time of day, I would have been nicer to him. Excuse me? Like, what? Are we in the same reality? We couldn't be. We couldn't be on the same conversation. Yes. So needless to say, he canceled the service. I ended up, I got to call his manager tomorrow. I got the number, but I ended up calling back, getting a different person. And she just apologized profusely. And I just had to make sure that he indeed canceled the service and did what he was supposed to. But like the audacity, and she couldn't apologize enough for his actions. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Then I told him, I said, after 30 minutes of enduring this with you, and I should never have to go and be combative and go back and forth with a customer. And like, I should never, I shouldn't have to do this. Right. I said, if I was to ever think about coming back to this company, you in this conversation would be the reason I would never come back. You in its entirety would be the reason I would never come back to this company. And as confident as you are with being combative and being disrespectful and condescending to me, as confident as you are doing it, I know you've done it to other people. I know you have, which is why I'm calling you manager. Yeah. So that was a call at like 8 a.m. So I tried to set it aside because I didn't want it to affect my day, but it was something. So I'm so glad that I'm done with this. iCloud is $299. And then of course our cell phone is $92. Our cruise payment is going to be $240. And it's only $240 because it's just me and the girls paying. My son has finished paying off his amount already, so we're good there. And then we're saving $88 to help offset May's mortgage from when I'm off work for a week and a half. Okay, so our total for our fixed bills is $1,140.99. Oh, why did I do that? Okay. And then we're going to subtract that from my income. So we have $1,956.91. And then in my variable section over here, I have $400 for my Discover. This entire section is not changing. Therapy is $130. We're not doing anything for medication. Groceries is still $180. Home is $20. Fuel is $160. Spending is $50. Eating out is $60. Miscellaneous $10. And buffer $10. So that means this entire section is still $1,020. So then I'm going to subtract that from my remaining. So we have $936.91. Okay, so I know that I need to pay $265 for my student loan. I am putting $450 for sinking funds because my income came in a little bit more. So that was perfect. And then this is automatic. So we have home maintenance for $75 and then just a personal savings for $10. So we're subtracting $85. Okay. And so I am going to just put the entire 136. No, I'm not. 98, sorry. 00. So 98 is going towards savings challenge. That was the money that we had rolled over. And so then we're going to put $38 extra towards debt. So then that means we should have just 91 cents remaining if we did it correctly. Okay, so 936 is our total, which means that we have 91 cents that will just sit in the bills account along with the buffer. Okay, so that is where my money is going when we get paid. So we are all set. And then I need to, this is my cash planning from week 1. Did I do a week 2? Nope, we have not. So what are we stuffing? Just 225? Yeah, we're stuffing 225. So I'll do my cash planning. Like I'll pull out my cash. Let me see if I can get a sticky note. Here we go. So I know that I need 480 for my cash envelopes. I know that I need to pull 88 out for the mortgage savings. And then I need to pull out 450 for sinking funds. And I have the 98 already here for the savings challenges. So that is 480. Okay, so we need a total of $1,018. And really what I do is the money that I'm supposed to take back to the bank from last week's unstuffing and this week's unstuffing, I still have here at the house. So let's see if we have now the denominations ain't gonna be correct, right? Hold on. Let me not make my 50, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 126 is what I just unstuffed. Okay, and then this is from previous spending. So we have 1, 2, 3, 350. Oh, I think we have it, y'all. Yep. Okay, so we have $1,022 here. So then that means I don't need to go to the bank. I just need to figure out my denominations and hope that we can make it work. Okay. So I am set for the week. I do know, well, this is an ad week, and so we just do our normal. This will be back to normal because I paid my credit card back for my little mishap with Sam's. And then home will be 10. Fuel will be 80. We're going to do 25 for spending, 30 for eating out, 5 for miscellaneous, and we don't do unbudgeted. And those numbers come from here. I just divided in 2, and I stuff my wallet every week. Okay, perfect. So we are set for the week. I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my cash planning to figure out where my money is going to go. And then we will do our cash stuffing following that because we have all the cash here. So if you are not subscribed, if you like this type of content, I hope that you consider subscribing. Hit the subscribe button down below. Like the video, the bell notification so that you're notified each time that I upload a video. And I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye.